Cullman, the sundown town. Well, like most things in our history, we want to whitewash the negative, our history, and we want to highlight the negative in the history of others, other nations, other people, or whatever, as we want to just sweep under the rug, as they say, and whitewash all the negative things in our life. Just within the last 2 years, and I travel the state doing weddings. I've been in Cullman for meetings. When I was growing up, one of my dad's best friends lived in Cullman. We were in Cullman a lot. I was pretty young at the time. Growing up in Alabama, I was accustomed to seeing the for whites only signs and the segregation. And so anyway, but this is the 21st century. And I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on that subject. In my neighborhood, there's quite a mixture of different skin color and different beliefs and all kind of different people. It's a melting pot here. So I'm kind of used to going to a restaurant and seeing a mixture of blacks and whites, and going to a Walmart, and there's always a mixture waited on by people of a different skin color, and it's just, I'm used to it. I'm accustomed to it. At that time growing up, I lived just a couple of counties north of Cullman, a short drive from where we lived. Now I live just south of Birmingham, within an hour or so of Cullman, maybe an hour and a half. But within the last couple of years, I went to Cullman for a meeting with a couple, and went to a Golden Corral to eat lunch. Used to Golden Corrals, didn't pay a lot of attention. Just walk in and pay and get my food and sit down. And as I'm eating, then I begin to acclimate to my environment and notice there was not a single black person. I'm not talking about back in the 60s and 50s and 70s and anywhere in the 20th century. I'm talking about within the last 2 years here in the 21st century. And I'm recording this in 2024. So it was probably 2023. It's probably last year. I'm sure it was. Not a black person. I was so thrown by this. I looked around and thought, well, do they have a dishwasher? Do they have some bussing tables? Are these girls getting drinks? Zero. Not a black person. I took my phone and actually walked through the Golden Corral. Couldn't find any blacks eating or working there at any level. It was totally light skin color. So I finished and left, and I thought, before we leave, I had curiosity. I had something, I think, to pick up at Walmart, but I thought there's got to be some black folks at the Walmart. Walked every aisle, all over there. There were a couple of Hispanic-looking people, not a black. No blacks working there. No dark-skinned people shopping there. Again, I'm talking 2023. Yeah, 2023. None. And I had not gone through my life thinking about Cullman. I knew back in history it was common knowledge, especially in Alabama, that Cullman was a sundown town. And I knew what that meant because I grew up in that period where they were bold with that kind of stuff. So the people that are defending Cullman are all white people, by the way. I haven't seen a black person come in there to defend the town. There was a black person that said they were going to go there. I've seen a gay person make a suggestion that they were maltreated at a truck stop getting gas at the exit in Cullman. But I can only speak for what I know for a fact, and what I just told you is a fact. So all those defending Cullman who live there now, of course, the first thing this came to light is when that Christmas thing. And of course, there's not a black person in that Christmas thing. Blonde haired, blue eyed, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like that, like that, yeah. Anyway. So I'll probably get a chance to go back up there in the next little while and go back and just look around and just see I mean, I eat at Golden Corrals all over, and I've never been to a Golden Corral where there wasn't people of darker skin color working there and eating there. Every other person. I've never been to a Walmart where there wasn't people of color in there, and so that was quite awakening, and that was just last year because I just never really gave it a lot of consideration. So again, you people, and I've only seen the white people ranting and the beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed babes on their soapbox about my town is so we accept all people. You know, you got that southern twang. I grew up in Alabama. I never cared for that southern twang. It sounds fake, but whatever. So the first thing I want you to do, this weekend's coming up on us. You've got a lot of Christmas stuff going on. The first thing I want you to do, and you don't have to respond to me, I'm just trying to enlighten you to what's going on in your own neighborhood. So when you go to church this Sunday, look around the congregation and see how many people of color are in that building you're worshiping in. When you go out to eat, look around you, see how many people of color are working and eating there. When you go to the Walmart, when you go to the end of the stores, start looking around. Open your eyes. If you're like me and need glasses, put them on so you can see. Because when everybody's your color, you don't pay a lot of attention when there's no people that everybody looks like you. So nothing jolts you because you're not looking around saying, oh, I'm the only white person. You're not giving it thought because everybody looks like you. So how many blacks live in your subdivision, in your neighborhood? My subdivision here in Alabaster, Alabama, we have quite a mix. There's about 200 homes here, and on my street I've got 2 different families of color. And then you go down the other streets here, they're mixed all through here. It's not all white by any means. The schools are mixed and so forth. So let's see your videos, not just your mouth, but your videos. Take a snapshot in your church and show me. You know the Christian church is one of, if not the most segregated institutions. I mean, you all claim to be serving the same God, right? And you're going to have the same hope going up there and living forever, but you can't mix down here. You still got a problem with it. So last thing I want you to think about as you're going through this, to see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. See for yourself. Put some evidence out there like I did last year on TikTok. Because I did that video and I put it out there, and of course some people in Cullman bashed me, but they couldn't prove anything. They just had the words. But for you that are Christian and want to condemn me for not believing like you or whatever, I want you to keep this in mind, because some of you have acknowledged that yes, maybe one time Cullman was a sundown town, but those signs aren't there anymore, and it wasn't me. Please have a conversation with your Christian God. I've never been to the Garden of Eden, don't know exactly where it was, don't even know what type of fruit Adam and Eve were supposed to have eaten that created all this mess we've got today. Tell your God, I wasn't there. That was thousands of years before I was even born. Don't punish me for what this Adam and Eve did. I'm so removed and far from that. Never even been to Baghdad or anywhere over there. So if you are not responsible for what happened just a few short decades ago, quit blaming the rest of us fuckers for what your Bible says took place like 6,000-7,000 years ago. Let's have an equal thing. You can't sit there and say, don't blame me for what happened a few decades ago. I wasn't there. And at the same time tell me you're a sinner. Why am I a sinner? I didn't eat the fruit. I wasn't there. I don't even know where Baghdad is. I've never been to Baghdad. I don't know where the Garden of Eden is what I'm saying. Wasn't me. Never talked to a snake. You got a head? You say it's God-given? Use that head. Use that brain. But don't blame me. Talk to your God. I wasn't there.